Now at 9, community members come out to support a PSU athlete in her healing journey. Plus, law enforcement joins together to encourage safe driving ahead of the Labor Day weekend.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker. Pittsburgh community members continue to come together to support Pitt State softball player Kendra Forbes with a fundraiser today. Last month, Forbes was involved in a collision that had ejected her from a car, resulting in life-threatening injuries, including head trauma. Today, community members came together for a benefit to support her journey to healing. With a $10 donation at the door, the event features a silent and live auction, a raffle, and live musical performances. And as you can see, the Pittsburgh community showed up in waves to give their support.
We really didn't even have to reach out to anybody. People just came to us out of the blue once they heard that we were starting this. So it's just been, we're very fortunate to live in the community like we do.
Those close to Kendall in attendance say she's getting better every day, but still has a long road to recovery. Mothers Against Drunk Driving is partnering with law enforcement for Saturation Saturday. The goal is to help save lives on the roads and raise awareness about the dangers of driving drunk ahead of the Labor Day holiday weekend. Chris Bryant looks into this safety initiative.
In 2024, over the Labor Day weekend, the Missouri State Highway Patrol says that 7 people died on Missouri roadways from drunk driving. In addition, the Highway Patrol made 108 arrests for DUI across the state.
Sheila Lockwood knows the pain of losing a child to a drunk driver.
The devastation after someone that you love is taken from a crime that is so preventable. And, he was healthy, happy. He had just graduated college. He was on his way to having a very happy, healthy, loving life. And it was ripped away from all of us. And there is not one day that has gone by in the last 20, almost 700 days that I haven't cried and missed him.
This weekend, MAD will partner with more than 100 law enforcement agencies across the state for Saturation Saturday. MAD staff and volunteers will join forces with officers and deputies to reinforce the life-saving message: if you drink, don't drive.
People make horrible decisions when they drink, and that's why it's really important before you go out and start to party, before you go out and have that first drink, make sure you've planned for a safe ride home.
Currently, the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign is underway.
Anything can happen out here on these highways. Any type of situation can occur. So, let's don't add more to that to make it even more difficult to get from point A to point B.
Sheriff Cass Martin says leaving your vehicle at a location because you are impaired is a good option. Just get permission from a property owner or let police know you are leaving your vehicle.
It's a win-win. Get home safely, keeping yourself safe and others safe on the road. I don't see why this is such an issue.
MAD says while education and enforcement help, the laws and punishments need to be stronger to discourage drinking and driving.
People will be, picked up for drunk driving or impaired driving and end up getting a slap on the wrist. Maybe it's changed to speeding or reckless driving or whatever it may be, but it's not fixing the problem. And we have got to do a better job as society to fix this problem.
In the state of Missouri, you're considered over the legal limit if you're 21 years of age and have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08. However, if you're under 21 years of age, that blood alcohol concentration limit drops to 0.02. On your first offense for a conviction of DUI, you could face up to 6 months in jail, fines of around $500, and suspension of your license for 30 days.
Saturation Saturday, organized by Mothers Against Drunk Driving, also took place across southwest Missouri. Law enforcement agencies used a weekend before Labor Day to target DWI with extra officers on patrol. Local agencies participating included the Newton and Jasper County Sheriff's Offices, police from Joplin, Oronogo, and Webb City, and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Sources tell us early Sunday morning, DWI arrests in Joplin city limits were almost double digits at 12:30 a.m. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now joins us with a first look at weather.
Today was a just gorgeous day outside, low 80s. Now average temperatures were in the upper 80s, low 90s. We also had a pretty cool start to our morning this morning. Now taking a look at our 24-hour temperature change. So what the temperatures were this time yesterday were much cooler today, just by about 1 degree to 5 degrees across the area. And that's going to continue into Monday as well. Now right now we've got a few clouds out there, no rain chances until early in the morning. Those are going to creep up pretty quickly, though. You can see by 5 a.m. we have rain chances that move in, and then more widespread, heavier rain chances early in the afternoon. So you can see where our bar graph spikes right around 9 to 1 p.m. So midday on Monday, and then it does start to trail off as we get later into the evening. But those temperatures are going to stick around in the upper 70s, low 80s all week long, and I'll have those details coming up.
Thanks, Lindsay. In Missouri, at least 2 people were killed in multiple shootings in downtown Kansas City. Officers responded to a report of multiple shootings around 3:30 early Sunday morning. When crews arrived, they found 5 gunshot victims. 1 male victim was pronounced dead on scene. A second male victim later died from his injuries at a nearby hospital.
I look at where this occurred, and this is where Kansas City comes to celebrate. This is where we come to gather, and it's been stained by violence. This is unacceptable for our city, and I hope everyone understands the gravity that this situation holds and that we take this seriously.
At this time, there are no reports of suspects or any arrests. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. The street sales tax program has proven to be a success, with more roads in Pittsburgh under repair. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more information about the renovations.
If you live in Pittsburgh, you may have noticed an increase of road work. The road work is being completed with funds from the street sales tax program and the Kansas Department of Transportation.
So the city has a street sales tax program that helps support our maintenance activities for our roadways inside of the town. We maintain around 320 lane miles of streets within the city limits. The sales tax, it's a pay-as-you-go program. We're able to, as we collect those funds, we spend those funds back into our streets. That works as a combination between both city crews and hired contractors for some of our larger projects. We're also able to utilize those tax dollars with other KDOT funds to help facilitate our other street projects for CCLIP projects.
Projects range from resurfacing to full-on rehabilitation, with funds being stretched the best they can across projects.
So we continue to maintain a pool of projects within the city, different quadrants within the city. We like to highlight those on our website. There's an interactive map where you can see previous projects that have been done. We continue to review projects in condition assessment, as well as traffic and neighborhoods, and try to just distribute it as best we can for whatever the need is, and there's a lot of need.
All in all, the main focus for the city is to continue repair on roads that have a true need for it.
Overall, the city's street sales tax has passed 3 times now to continue support for this program. City staff does a great job with the resources we have, and overall it's been a positive for our community.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Kansas, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
According to the city of Pittsburgh, the cost to build 1 block of new road ranges from $180,000 to $240,000 for concrete and $150,000 to $210,000 for asphalt. Well, still ahead on KOAM News at 9, doctor shares easy ways to calm your mind, starting with just a few deep breaths. Everyone experiences stress from time to time. It's just a normal part of life, but experts say long-term stress can worsen existing health problems or create new ones. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has 3 simple ways to help calm your body and mind so that you can tackle stressful situations.
From the time you wake up to when your head hits the pillow again, many of us stay busy, and experts say constantly being on the go can lead to stress and anxiety.
Let's face it, life can be hectic, but making sure you stay mindful can help keep you cool, calm, collected.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says the first way to do that is simply focusing on your breathing. Deep breathing is a technique where you take air in slowly through the nose and then out through the mouth using the diaphragm and abdominal muscles.
Just doing that for 90 seconds, or even just taking 3 long deep breaths, can help change the rhythm of your breathing, which then slows your heart rate and lowers your blood pressure.
The next strategy Gupta suggests isn't always an easy one, but he says practicing self-compassion can actually help calm your mind and body and reduce stress.
Take 20 seconds to rub the back of your neck or squeeze your upper arms like a hug. It's a quick way to self-soothe and ease anxiety.
Finally, Gupta says just 1 minute of daily meditation can clear your head and slow your breathing.
After just a few weeks of these short meditations, you might want to add more time to the routine.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists is breaking from the current CDC guidance on COVID-19 vaccines. The Medical Association says it continues to recommend the use of updated COVID-19 vaccines for pregnant and lactating individuals. The OBGYN group included multiple references in its advisory, emphasizing the safety and efficiency of vaccines during pregnancy. This comes after the CDC announced in May that it would no longer recommend the COVID-19 vaccine for pregnant women and healthy children. Mississippi health officials have declared a public health emergency as the state's infant mortality rate hits a 10-year high. Last year's birth rate was 9.7 deaths per 1,000 live births, the highest in more than a decade. Since 2014, over 3,500 babies in the state have died before their first birthday. Leading causes include congenital malformations, preterm birth, and sudden infant death syndrome. State leaders plan to combat the crisis by eliminating maternity care deserts and expanding community health worker programs. Well, Lindsay is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, DC Restaurant Week just got a big extension, and we'll tell you why business owners says it matters now more than ever.
Today was a wonderful day with temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We had partly cloudy skies, so overall can't complain about today's forecast. Now, over the next couple of days, we're going to get a lot more rain. Let's go ahead and take a look outside right now. Downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. No rain coming in just yet, though we are seeing some clouds pushing into the area. So we do have some cloudy skies, and they're going to turn into overcast skies once we get into early Monday morning. Then taking a look at that bar graph after 3 a.m., you can see how it spikes for isolated showers as they push into the area. But after 9, we're getting into the scattered showers, and even it's going to rain, so it's getting to be quite a bit of rainfall accumulation, points during the day, and just widespread. Now, it falls off rather quickly. Right after 3 p.m., you can see how that drops down to near nothing there just in the late afternoon. We have some overnight isolated shower chances, and then back down to flatlining our rain chances on Tuesday. But we do have cooler temperatures to look forward to when we don't see the rain. So as we're starting Monday morning, we're going to be in the low 60s to start, even upper 50s in some areas, only getting into the upper 60s by 11 a.m. And then we're having those shower chances that keep us quite a bit cooler for the day as well. All right, so now here we come. All of our overcast skies by 3 a.m. and even a couple of these isolated shower chances that we've been watching. Now those start to push in, become more widespread. Northern cities getting the first band of heavier rain and even maybe some embedded thunderstorms, though not expecting a lot of lightning. Just might get some rumbles of thunder there. Now here is 7 a.m. Joplin's getting some rain. Nevada out towards Stockton. Pittsburgh might be getting a few light showers as well. All the way up, Fort Scott out to Yates Center as well. And then down there, Miami, Grove, and Veneta. Now all of this rain does start to settle a little bit further south, and we're becoming more hit and miss showers throughout the day, and these are going to be quite lighter compared to those earlier showers. So light showers throughout the rest of the afternoon, starting around noon to the rest of about 5 to 6 p.m. And then all the heavier rain pushes further south of I-44 and then out towards Arkansas, so then out of our area by 9 p.m. tonight. Monday night, and they're back to sunny skies or clear skies overnight and into Tuesday. And we actually get to enjoy those cooler temperatures on Tuesday as well. Now, rain accumulation for most of us on Monday, about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. However, some areas could see up to 1/2, maybe even 3/4 of an inch of rain. So Monday's not going to be packing a big punch with rain accumulation, but we have more rain chances later in the week, specifically Thursday. So Wednesday night and into Thursday, we're going to get another round of pretty heavy rainfall. That continues Friday and through the weekend as well, which actually is unfortunate for a lot of people wanting to maybe take some trips there on Labor Day weekend, get out on the lake. We're not going to get that chance until Monday, but take a look at Labor Day. 83, sunny, so pretty similar to what we saw today. So if you liked today's weather, you're going to love it on Labor Day, and you're going to be able to go out on the river, on the lake, or wherever you want.
I'm just really excited to not see a single 90 on that forecast.
Very nice. So this is our false fall week. We're going to be in the upper 70s, maybe even mid 70s, and low 80s, about 80, 81. But the rest of, once we get a little bit after this week, back up into the upper 80s, unfortunately, maybe even 90s.
Well, thank you so much, Lindsay. Coming up, fewer Canadians are crossing the border, and what's behind the drop and how local businesses are trying to win them back. Some restaurants in Washington, D.C. say they've seen a drop in foot traffic following the beefed up federal law enforcement presence. That's on top of what normally is a slow month for restaurants. Carl Willis reports on what city officials are doing to help reverse the course.
On a Friday night in the district with the drinks flowing and people coming out of the fog of an eventful week in the city.
All right, just checking on everybody.
Business owners like D.C. native Pinky Reddick and her restaurant Flavorture in Woodley Park are gearing up for the weekend.
Please come out, make reservations.
August is already a slow month for restaurants, which is why Restaurant Week was created. It's also Black Business Month. But Reddick says in the past few days, she's seen even less foot traffic in the wake of the beefed-up federal law enforcement presence.
I know that deterred a few people at the beginning of Restaurant Week, and so they decided to extend it to just kind of push people in and let them know it's fine to come out to D.C. restaurants and dine.
That move is thanks to the Department of Small and Local Business Development. For an extra boost for businesses and a benefit to restaurant goers, they've decided to extend Restaurant Week through the end of the month.
What I'm hearing from our restaurant owners is they may be seeing a blip in some of the traffic, but the foot traffic, but I think that's the whole point of our Restaurant Week and extending Restaurant Week, right? Where it's an incentive to come on out, and more importantly, it's an incentive to show people who we are in DC, and we support our small businesses.
About 1.5 miles away over on U Street, there's also an extended youth curfew zone this weekend. An added MPD presence that some business owners have told 7 News is needed to encourage people to dine out and shop. Reddick just hopes that those who may be feeling uneasy will continue to help small businesses thrive in D.C.
Please support. Without guests, we do not make it. Come outside. It's fine.
The cost of imported furniture may soon go up even more. President Trump announced in a social media post that his administration will launch an investigation into imported furniture. He says the investigation will take 50 days once it's completed. He says he'll impose a tariff on imported furniture. He said the rate has yet to be determined. Trump wrote the move would bring the furniture business back to the U.S. Furniture prices have gone up in recent months due to the sweeping global tariffs he imposed earlier this year. Later, from cakes to flowers and even the details you might forget, we'll take you inside the biggest bridal event in the 4 states. We're joined by meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney for another Learning with Lindsay. Now, Lindsay, you're here to explain to us a little bit about why roads may look like this on a sunny day.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to look and I'd be like, why is there a puddle? It hasn't rained. And my dad would say, well, it's just because, you're dehydrated, you need to drink some water. Clearly that's not the reason. It's a mirage. So we'll go on to the next slide, but you guys see what that looks like. Now, this is just all of the explanation I'm going to show in the next image, but it's an optical illusion, and it's caused by light refraction, which we did learn a lot about when I was in school as well. And it's caused by, the sun heating up the asphalt, right?
Okay.
It's black, and it's going to be absorbing a lot more heat. So it creates this layer of a less dense air mass, a hotter air mass, just a short layer right above the surface, and then right ahead of that is going to be that cooler and more dense layer of air. So when you're looking at it, the light hits your eyes, looks, and as you're looking at the ground, it's refracted from the more dense or straight line from the more dense air. And once it hits that less dense air, it actually bends, and then you see the sky reflected instead of what it actually, we say it's a puddle of water. But it's a much easier way to look at this image when we look at the next slide. It's going to be showing so all those words, basically what this graphic shows. So you have our little sun over here, direct light ray of sun into your eyes, and then the black dotted line is your line of sight, and it's hitting the ground. Now obviously it doesn't actually look like a puddle of water, but it looks like what is reflected that you can be in water, whether it's nearby trees or just the sky. And so what happens is although your sight is at the road, the light that's moved from your eyes is actually hitting this warmer, less dense air, and it bends that light ray. So what you're actually seeing is the sky above that hot layer of air. So it's a pretty cool, I loved learning about this, especially when my dad would tell me it's because I need to drink more water. And it's science, and it's so fun to learn about that.
I never knew that this was like an official, had a term. I always just thought it was my stigmatism acting up.
No, I get that.
When you said mirage, I was like, this is a thing now. So I'm hoping people at home get to see that this is very much a thing.
Yes.
And hopefully they feel, validated that they are seeing something on the road.
And every time it's sunny and you're driving and you see, the water from a distance, you're going to be like, I know that's not really the water.
It's a mirage.
It's a mirage.
It's a mirage. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay. We're going to be back with 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports when we come back.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
Fewer Canadians are crossing the northern border into Vermont this year. The slowdown in tourism is impacting nearly everything from hotels to small businesses. As Anna Goober reports, local leaders are working to repair relations amid ongoing tensions between Canada and the U.S.
We still care, and nothing around here has changed.
That's the message Maureen Brown hopes signs like these sent to her northern neighbors during what the general manager of the St. Albans Hampton Inn says has been a noticeably slower year for Canadian tourism.
We had 2 Canadian tour groups that were booked for this year, and they both canceled.
Did those groups give a reason for why they didn't want to come?
They wouldn't get into it specifically, other than it's just the climate within the states right now.
Brown also chairs the St. Albans City Downtown Board and says she's seeing the impact on businesses throughout her community and beyond.
I see it with the numbers in the whole region, not just here, but Burlington area and whatnot. It's definitely an off year for everyone.
According to U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, trips across the northern border are down 39% this July over last in Vermont, and down 36% in northern New York. And as tensions persist between the U.S. and Canada, state leaders say they're doing their part to repair relations.
We are committed to reassuring folks that when people are ready to visit us, that we're here for them and we'll be welcoming, and that we do respect their sovereignty.
After a recent meeting with a member of the Canadian Parliament, Vermont Secretary of Commerce Lindsay and Secretary of Agriculture Anson Tebbetts say they remain optimistic for a more united future.
They're thirsty to get back together with Vermont, and we're thirsty to get back together with Canada. And we're going to do it one person at a time. We're going to do it 10 people at a time, and we're going to build those relationships.
Peanut, the turtle, is turning 41. Her journey hasn't been easy, from a 6-pack ring to surgeries. Now there's a party this weekend to celebrate.
If you enjoyed today's weather, we're going to have a lot more of it in the next week and a half. And go ahead and take a look outside right now, downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. We do have some clouds pushing into the area, but overall it is a just nice night. Temperatures dropping down into the 60s as well. It's going to be in the low 60s tonight, even upper 50s in some areas. Not a lot of rain going on until we get into Monday morning. So you can see we've got no chance of rain until about 3 a.m. And then our little yellow line starts to trail up towards the isolated showers and then into the scattered showers by 9 a.m. Now, once we get past 9 a.m., by midday and early afternoon, we're actually going to get very close to that it's going to rain bar. So we are going to have quite a bit of rain accumulation at that time. Though it's not long lived, you can see how it falls off the map pretty quickly. And then after about 4 or 5 p.m., we get down to not seeing a lot of rain chances in the area. After 9 p.m., we're back to some isolated chances, though it flatlines again as we head into Tuesday because we're not seeing a lot of rain on Tuesday. Now, starting the morning off, we're going to be in the mid-60s. Mostly cloudy skies to scattered shower chances and even light rain to moderate rain across the morning as well. So looking at our future track, we've got all those overcast skies pushing into the area by 3 a.m. again, and then starting to see some isolated showers creeping in by about 7 to 8 a.m. Mostly the light to moderate rain in our western counties. Now, all this will continue to push into the Joplin area. By noon, we are still getting some scattered showers across the area, but 12 o'clock, Joplin's getting some rain. Grove, Bella Vista, Veneta as well, Monette. All of that will push out, still getting some scattered showers across the area and mostly cloudy skies through mid-afternoon until we get to after 5, 6 p.m. And then by 9, it's all cleared out of our area. So not seeing a ton of rain accumulation across the area, only about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch for most of us. But then once we get into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even into the rest of the weekend, we have a lot more days with some rain chances. Now that starts on Wednesday. Isolated showers and scattered showers there in the afternoon. Widespread rain on Thursday, so Thursday is going to be another pretty rainy day for us. Friday, evening showers, scattered showers that last all the way through the weekend. So if you really wanted to enjoy Labor Day weekend out on the lake, it may not be the best weekend to do so, but Labor Day will be nice. You can take a look. Here's our little Labor Day graphic. It's going to be 83 degrees and pretty nice, partly cloudy skies. So overall, just a pretty great start to September. But we have a rainy week and a cooler week. Most of the week, temperatures are going to be in the upper 60s. Well, excuse me, mid to upper 70s, not 60s. Not cool, not going that cold just yet. Mid to upper 70s and low 80s all week long.
I know this is what our weather team calls false fall, but I am fully here to embrace it. I don't care if, the week after next, it's going to be 90s again. I have to break out the shorts, but I am bringing out some sweaters for this next week.
I am right there with you. I was going to decorate for fall already just to really enjoy next week. I've been told I should wait until at least September, so I'm trying my best.
Well, after Labor Day, then you have no reason.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Lindsay. Coming up, the Kansas City Chiefs add a familiar face to the 2025 roster, and the Royals and Cardinals look to close out the weekend with wins. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
In Major League Baseball, the Royals and Cardinals look for wins to close out the weekend. The Royals are in Detroit for the series finale, and KC jumps to an early 6-1 lead. But in the fourth, with the bases loaded, Jahmai Jones lines one into the gap and left. Two score easily, and here comes Zach McKinstry. He's in safely, and the Tigers cut the lead to 2. Next inning, Detroit ties it up, and McKinstry lines one off of Mikael Garcia's glove to give the Tigers the 7-6 lead. But Kansas City has 2 runners on, nobody out in the 6th, and Kyle Isbell finds the hole through the infield. 2 runners score, and the Royals take back the lead. It's 8-7. Later in the inning, Tyler Holton throws a wild pitch, and Isbell comes home to pad the Royal lead. Let's go to the 7th, where Garcia blasts one deep to left. for a solo shot. Kansas City holds on for the 10-8 win. The Cardinals don't have the same luck though. They fall to the Rays 7-2, dropping the series to Tampa Bay. The Cards have now lost 7 of their last 10 games and continue to scuffle, falling 3 games below 500 and 5.5 games out of a wild card spot. Next up, the Redbirds welcome the Pittsburgh Pirates to Busch Stadium for a 4-game series with the division rivals before heading to Cincinnati to face the Reds. Well, the NFL preseason is now over, but the Kansas City Chiefs made a move today to acquire a familiar face. Kansas City reunites with defensive tackle Derek Nottie. The Chiefs receive Nottie in a 2027 7th-round pick for their 6th-round selection. Nottie spent his entire 7-year career with Kansas City before leaving in free agency. Now he's back with the Chiefs and should be a good piece for the defensive line. He's primarily known as a run stopper, but he tallied 5 sacks and 1 interception in his first stint with Kansas City. On the PGA Tour, just 18 holes remain to decide a FedEx Cup champion. Tommy Fleetwood enters the day tied for first place. On hole 2, he has a chance for birdie, a long putt, but he sinks it. No problem to establish an early lead. On hole 6, he sets himself up perfectly with this beautiful chip shot. But world number 1, Scottie Scheffler, is looking to come back. He entered the day 4 strokes behind. On hole 9, he tries for birdie from the fringe, and it's good. Scheffler finds himself in 2nd place by hole 16. But this tee shot is wide, and it heads into the drink to ruin his comeback attempt. Meanwhile, Fleetwood keeps rolling, and by hole 18, he has a 3-stroke lead. He's onto the green with his 3rd shot and is a lock for the championship. He 2-putts for par, and Tommy Fleetwood takes home the 2025 FedEx Cup. Fleetwood's first ever PGA Tour win comes with a championship. What an amazing season for him. Russell Henley and Patrick Cantley finish tied for 2nd. And Corey Connors, Scottie Scheffler, and Cameron Young tie for 4th. Well, that's a look at sports. We're back with more after this.
A turtle that encounters misfortune in its development thanks to likely human carelessness becomes a living reminder of caring not just for the environment, but for creatures affected by what we do in it. Fox's Patrick Clark tells us about a special birthday to honor an environmental waste survivor in Missouri, Peanut the turtle.
It's another trip around the sun for this active turtle with the figure 8 shape. Peanut the turtle is turning 41. The Powder Valley Conservation Nature Center is holding a birthday celebration Saturday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. where visitors can hear about this turtle's story, caught in a 6-pack ring found by conservationists.
A 6-pack ring for like sodas or drinks. So they found this stuck around her shell, spread out and stuck. That was on her shell for about 5 years before we found her, is our estimation.
Since coming to the Missouri Department of Conservation in 1993, she served as a spokes turtle in front of thousands, showcasing this visual reminder of man's creation, not disposed of properly, and the life-altering results in nature.
The odds of a red-eared slider naturally just after birth or after hatching from the egg, its odds of living already is 1,000 to 1. So the fact that Peanut has lived through that 1,000 to 1 and lived through 6-pack rings, she's had surgeries, and she's been traveling, everything that she's been doing, all the way up to age 41, which in the wild, they live about 45 years. So, and now in the captivity, they can live up to 50. So for her to make it as far as she has, it's absolutely incredible.
They'll be showcasing Peanut's No Mo Waste message in the Show Me State at her home at Powder Valley Saturday.
Not birthday cake, not this time. So instead, we're going to be giving her some nice tasty worms. We're probably going to give her a little piece of shrimp. That's some of her favorite food as well. She got strawberries last year and she loved them.
And she should have what she wants, making it to 41 years of age. At Powder Valley.
Up next, brides and grooms-to-be got a sneak peek at the latest wedding trends this weekend. From cake tastings to flowers, the 4 States Wedding Expo in Joplin had it all. Upcoming brides and grooms have the opportunity to learn more about the wedding industry in a one-stop shop. The Four States Wedding Expo in Joplin is the biggest wedding event in the area, with more than 50 wedding professionals from all across the region. From cake tastings to flowers, the expo has the latest in wedding trends and inspiration to cover every aspect of your special day, including the ones you may not think of.
Through the process, you start to think about, like, oh yeah, we could use one of those, or that's really fun, and it sparks like this connection between the couple that they decide they want to do something fun and new that they haven't seen at a different wedding or anything like that. Sometimes also then it's like a need, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, we're having a backyard tent wedding. We never thought about a porta potty.
Every pre-registered guest at the expo was also entered into a prize drawing for a $1,000 gift certificate to the Dress Bridal. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night and even better tomorrow.